On this day in history, September 13th. On September 13th, 509 BC, the Temple of Jupiter Optimus Maximus on Rome's Capitoline Hill was dedicated, marking a significant event in Roman religious and political history. This occurred during the same year as the establishment of the Roman Republic, following the expulsion of the last king, Tarquinius Superbus. The temple became a central site for Roman state religion. Construction began on Hadrian's Wall in northern England on September 13, 122, under the orders of the Roman Emperor Hadrian. The wall was built to protect the Roman province of Britannia from northern tribes, and marked the northern boundary of the Roman Empire in Britain. Stretching over 70 miles, it became one of the most significant Roman engineering feats in the region. On September 13, 335, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem was consecrated, marking a major milestone in early Christian history. Built on the site believed to be where Jesus was crucified, buried, and resurrected, the church was commissioned by Emperor Constantine the Great. It became one of the most important pilgrimage destinations in Christianity. Michelangelo began work on his statue of David on September 13, 1501, which would become one of the greatest masterpieces of Renaissance sculpture. Carved from a single block of marble, the statue was completed in 1504 and symbolized the defense of civil liberties in Florence. Standing at 17 feet tall, it represents the biblical hero David in a moment of contemplation before his battle with Goliath. Xavier University in New Orleans, the first U.S. university for African Americans, officially opened its doors on September 13, 1925, providing a vital center for higher education and empowerment within the Black community. Elizabeth McCombs made history as the first woman elected to New Zealand's Parliament on September 13, 1933, advancing women's representation in government and paving the way for future female political leaders. German forces intensified their attack on Stalingrad on September 13, 1942, initiating one of the bloodiest battles in history, which would become a decisive turning point in World War II. Margaret Chase Smith was elected to the U.S. Senate on September 13, 1948, making her the first woman to serve in both houses of Congress, where she would later be known for her stand against McCarthyism. The Ladies Professional Golf Association, LPGA, was formed in New York City on September 13, 1949, marking the start of a professional platform for women golfers and shaping the future of women's sports. George de Mestral, a Swiss inventor, received a patent for Velcro on September 13, 1955, a revolutionary fastening system inspired by burrs clinging to his clothes, which would become widely used in both everyday items and industries like aerospace. Priscilla Beaulieu, then 14, met Elvis Presley, 24, at a party in Germany during his military service on September 13, 1959, beginning a long-term relationship that would later result in their marriage. The Beatles earned their first career Grammy Awards for 1964, winning Best Performance by a Vocal Group for A Hard Day's Night, and Best New Artist on September 13, 1965. The iconic animated series Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?, premiered on CBS on September 13, 1969, introducing audiences to the beloved mystery-solving gang, and becoming a lasting pop culture phenomenon. General Motors introduced the first U.S. diesel car, the Oldsmobile 88 on September 13, 1977, reflecting a shift in automotive technology and fuel efficiency. The U.S. Mint struck its first gold coin in 50 years on September 13, 1983, the Olympic Eagle, marking a resurgence of U.S. gold currency after decades of prohibition. The groundbreaking video game Super Mario Bros., created by Shigeru Miyamoto for Nintendo, was released on September 13, 1985, revolutionizing the gaming industry and becoming one of the most influential games of all time. During the Gulf War, Iraqi troops stormed the French ambassador's residence in Kuwait on September 13, 1990, escalating tensions with the international community. The Oslo Accords were unveiled in Washington on September 13, 1993, marking a historic step toward Israeli-Palestinian peace, with Shimon Peres and Mahmoud Abbas signing the agreement. The Notorious B.I.G. released his debut album, Ready to Die, on September 13, 1994, becoming a defining work in hip-hop, and catapulting him to legendary status in the music world. The TV series Supernatural premiered on the WB on September 13, 2005, starring Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki, and would go on to become the longest-running fantasy series in North American television history. The International Olympic Committee announced on September 13, 2017, that Paris would host the 2024 Olympics and Los Angeles would host the 2028 Olympics, securing the future of the games in two major world cities. Martin Shkreli, infamous for hiking drug prices, had his bail revoked on September 13, 2017, after offering a $5,000 bounty for a strand of Hillary Clinton's hair, leading to concerns about public safety. Pope Francis met with American Catholic leaders in Rome to address the growing crisis of sexual abuse within the Church on September 13, 2018, signaling a critical moment in its response to the scandal. A UCLA study on September 13, 2023, highlighted the rise in overdose deaths due to fentanyl-laced stimulants, marking the beginning of the fourth wave of the U.S. overdose crisis, with devastating impacts across the country. Thank you for your time. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel, and come back tomorrow for another round of fascinating historical events from our history.